structures ever created. While the best smartphone cameras today offer 64 or 108 megapixels, the human eye is estimated to be equivalent to a 576 megapixel camera. But the real miracle goes far beyond resolution. Inside this tiny organ, nearly 20 million individual components work together seamlessly. After the brain, the eye is the second most complex organ in the human body. Nearly 70% of all sensory receptors in the human body are located in the eyes, which tells us one thing clearly: vision dominates how we experience reality. Every color you see, every face you recognize, every movement you notice, none of it happens without the eye and the brain working as a single system. Vision is not passive. It is an active, high-speed, biological computation happening thousands of times every second. But how does this miracle actually work? How does light from the outside world enter the eye, travel inside it, and transform into images inside the brain? To understand that, we must first explore the structure of the eye itself. At the very front of the eye is the cornea, a perfectly transparent, dome-shaped surface. The cornea is so special that it has no direct blood supply, making it the only living tissue in the human body without blood vessels. Why? Because blood vessels would block incoming light and reduce clarity. Instead, the cornea absorbs oxygen directly from the air. Its curved shape bends incoming light and begins the focusing process, which is why it is often called the window of the eye. Surrounding the cornea is the white outer layer called the sclera. This tough structure protects the eye and maintains its shape. Attached to the sclera are 6 extraocular muscles, which control eye movement. These are the fastest muscles in the human body, allowing your eyes to jump between objects in milliseconds. Every time you read, scan a room, or track motion, these muscles are working at lightning speed. Just behind the cornea lies the iris, the colored part of the eye. Eye color, black, brown, blue, green, is determined by the amount of melanin in the iris. At the center of the iris is a circular opening called the pupil. The pupil is not a spot or mark. It is a hole. Its job is to regulate how much light enters the eye. In bright light, the pupil shrinks. In darkness, it expands. This automatic adjustment protects the retina and optimizes vision. Behind the iris sits the lens, a transparent, flexible structure that fine-tunes focus. Unlike a camera lens made of glass, the eye's lens changes shape. When you look at distant objects, it flattens. When you look at nearby objects, it thickens. This process is controlled by tiny muscles and is called accommodation. This is how you can switch focus instantly from your phone screen to a distant building. Between the lens and the back of the eye is a clear, jelly-like substance called the vitreous humor. It fills most of the eyeball, gives it a round shape, and allows light to pass unobstructed. About 99% of the vitreous humor is water, with the remaining 1% made of collagen, salts, and proteins. Any disturbance in this clear medium, like floaters, can affect visual clarity. At the back of the eye lies the retina, the most critical structure for vision. Think of the retina as the eye's biological camera sensor. It contains around 130 million light-sensitive cells called photoreceptors. These cells convert incoming light into electrical signals that the brain can understand. Without the retina, vision is impossible. There are 2 main types of photoreceptors: rods and cones. Rods are extremely sensitive to light and allow us to see in dim conditions and at night. They detect brightness and motion, but not color. Cones, on the other hand, are responsible for color vision and sharp detail. Humans have 3 types of cones: red, green, and blue. Using just these 3, the brain can interpret over 1 million different colors. Color blindness occurs when 1 or more types of cone cells are missing or malfunctioning. This is why some people struggle to distinguish red and green or perceive colors differently. Recent genetic research has shown that certain gene therapies may one day correct color blindness by restoring cone function, an exciting development in vision science. Once photoreceptors convert light into electrical signals, those signals travel through the optic nerve, a thick cable containing about 1.2 million nerve fibers. These signals reach the occipital lobe at the back of the brain, where visual processing occurs. Remarkably, this entire process, from light entering the eye to image formation, takes just 13 milliseconds. Here's something fascinating. The image formed on the retina is actually upside down and reversed. The brain automatically flips and corrects it. If the brain didn't perform this correction, the entire world would appear inverted. Vision, therefore, is not just seeing, it is interpretation. Each eye sees the world from a slightly different angle. The brain combines these two images into a single three-dimensional view, giving us depth perception. This is why closing one eye makes it harder to judge distance. Vision is a cooperative effort between both eyes and the brain. There is a small region on the retina called the blind spot, where the optic nerve exits the eye. This area contains no photoreceptors, so it cannot detect light. Yet we never notice it because the brain automatically fills in the missing information using input from the other eye. This shows how actively the brain constructs our visual reality. One of the most fascinating recent discoveries about the eye is that vision does not actually happen in real time. The brain slightly delays what you see by a fraction of a second, so it can predict motion and create a smooth visual experience. This means what you are seeing right now is actually the brain's best prediction of the immediate past, not a raw live feed. Scientists call this predictive processing, and it explains why fast-moving objects don't appear blurry and why athletes can react faster than conscious thought. Another breakthrough insight is that the eye itself performs basic image processing even before signals reach the brain. The retina is not just a passive screen. It contains specialized neurons that detect edges, contrast, motion direction, and changes in light. In fact, modern artificial intelligence vision systems are directly inspired by how retinal circuits work. This makes the retina more like a mini-brain, performing calculations before the brain even gets involved. Recent studies have also revealed that humans can detect single photons, the smallest possible unit of light. Under ideal conditions, the rod cells in the retina can respond to just one photon hitting them. This means the human eye is operating near the absolute physical limit of sensitivity, something even advanced cameras struggle to achieve. Scientists once believed the number of neurons in the eye was fixed at birth. That idea is now outdated. Research in neuroplasticity shows that the brain can rewire visual processing after injury or vision loss. In some blind individuals, parts of the brain normally used for vision are repurposed for hearing or touch. This proves that vision is not confined to the eyes. It is a brain-wide experience. One of the most exciting developments in eye science is retinal regeneration. Unlike humans, animals like zebrafish can fully regenerate damaged retinal cells. Scientists have identified the genes responsible for this ability and are now testing ways to activate similar repair mechanisms in humans. If successful, this could one day cure conditions like macular degeneration and retinitis pigmentosa. Artificial retinas, also known as bionic eyes, are no longer science fiction. These devices bypass damaged photoreceptors and directly stimulate retinal or brain neurons using electrical signals. While current versions only restore basic shapes and light perception, rapid advancements suggest future systems may restore detailed vision. Eye tracking technology has revealed something even more surprising. Your eyes move constantly, even when you think you are staring at one point. These tiny movements, called microsaccades, prevent visual fading. Without them, the image on the retina would adapt and disappear. This constant motion keeps the world visually alive. The eye is extremely sensitive, so nature has built multiple layers of protection. The eyes sit inside bony orbits in the skull, surrounded by cushioning fat. Eyelids blink automatically to remove dust and debris. Tears continuously wash the eye and contain antibacterial enzymes. Eyebrows redirect sweat away from the eyes. Every detail is engineered for survival and clarity. Despite this protection, modern lifestyles are damaging our eyes. Prolonged screen exposure, blue light, poor sleep, dehydration, smoking, and nutritional deficiencies are increasing eye strain, dryness, and early vision loss worldwide. According to recent studies, digital eye strain now affects over 60% of adults globally. Refractive errors occur when light does not focus correctly on the retina. If light focuses in front of the retina, it causes myopia, nearsightedness. If it focuses behind the retina, it causes hyperopia, farsightedness. These conditions can be corrected with glasses, contact lenses, or laser surgery. With age, the eye's lens loses flexibility, leading to presbyopia, which makes near vision difficult. This is a natural aging process, but emerging treatments, like accommodative intraocular lenses and regenerative therapies, are being actively researched. Recent breakthroughs in eye science include retinal implants, bionic eyes, AI-assisted diagnosis, and stem cell-based retinal regeneration. In 2023, researchers successfully restored partial vision in patients using optogenetics, allowing light-sensing proteins to replace damaged photoreceptors. Scientists are also studying how the brain predicts visual information, filling gaps before we consciously notice them. This predictive vision explains optical illusions and why we sometimes see things that aren't fully there. Vision, it turns out, is as much expectation as sensation. In the end, the eye is not just an organ. It is a gateway between the physical world and consciousness itself. Every moment you experience visually is the result of billions of particles of light being transformed into meaning by this incredible system. Protecting your vision means protecting how you experience life itself. As people age, eye diseases like macular degeneration and cataracts become more common. However, recent studies show that lifestyle choices made decades earlier, diet, sunlight exposure, smoking, and screen habits, strongly influence whether these conditions develop. Eye health is not something you fix later. It's something you build over a lifetime. Researchers are now exploring gene editing therapies to correct inherited eye diseases at the DNA level. Using CRISPR technology, scientists have already restored partial vision in animal models by repairing defective genes. Human trials are underway, marking a potential revolution in how blindness is treated. The relationship between vision and memory is another area of active research. The brain stores memories using visual fragments, colors, shapes, movement cues. That's why smells and sounds can trigger vivid visual memories. Vision anchors memory, making it one of the strongest pathways to human experience. Despite all this complexity, the eye is remarkably efficient. It consumes far less energy than any artificial camera system with comparable performance. Evolution optimized vision for speed, clarity, and survival long before humans understood optics or neuroscience. When you pause and think about it, every moment of your life, every smile, every warning sign, every sunrise, exists because of this fragile yet powerful system. The eye does not just help us see the world, it helps us connect, learn, and survive. Understanding how it works is the first step toward protecting it. In the coming years, eye science will not just focus on curing disease, it will focus on preserving vision for an entire lifetime. Researchers are now working on predictive eye health models that use AI to estimate future vision problems decades in advance. Imagine a simple eye scan today telling you what risks your eyes may face at age 60 or 70. This shift from treatment to prevention will completely redefine eye care. Another powerful area of study is how environment and lifestyle permanently shape vision. Studies confirm that excessive near work, poor posture, and constant close focus activities change the physical length of the eyeball over time. Vision is not fixed, it adapts to how you use it. This means daily habits silently rewrite your visual future, whether you realize it or not. Scientists are also discovering that vision plays a major role in learning, focus, and intelligence. Children with undiagnosed vision issues often struggle academically, not because they lack ability, but because their brains receive distorted input. Clear vision is the foundation of clear thinking. When vision improves, learning capacity often improves with it. One of the most humbling realizations from modern science is this: you never see the world as it truly is. You see a brain-generated model based on limited data. Colors do not exist outside your mind. Shapes are interpretations. Motion is prediction. Yet despite these limitations, the visual system works so well that reality feels seamless. This is not a flaw. It is an evolutionary masterpiece.